Greetings from Snake Mountain Boat Works on Monday, December 19. We're getting closer to the holidays, and we're also getting closer to removing the foredeck paneling from the 1959 17-foot Chris Craft Sportsman. As you can see, I have removed all of the trim. It is incredibly dry, but the good news is that I was able to release all of the components without splitting them any more severely than they are already split. We'll be able to save all of them. We have one small Dutchman to put in. Right here, you can see this split. We will use Jamestown's Thixo two-part epoxy and sneak some down into that crack, and then we will squeeze it tight and we'll be able to save that. I received several sort of disciplinarian reactions to the first video that we did on this Sportsman that took the position and argued the case that by removing the deck planking, all we were doing was unnecessarily running up the bill. It all looked fine. It just had to be stripped, sanded, stained, sealed, and varnished. Well, let's take a look. I've been working on removing bungs, and the first thing you see is that every single fastener in the entire deck is loose. And when I insert my probe into a bung, they just pop out. Why? Because the glue has long since failed. There is no longer any adhesion between the bung and the plank. To make matters worse, and this is really almost impossible to show. Let's see if we can get very, very close. But if you look down in those two holes, see all the space between the head of the fastener and the bottom of the countersink? That's because all of these fasteners have failed. They've all backed out. The wood has shrunk. We will release everything. I will continue popping these bungs, and then we'll start backing out some screws, and before this clip finishes, we will, and there, I mean, look at it is a absolute, almost perfect bung. So we're not just running up our charges, we're saving the boat. If we were to leave this like this and sand it and varnish it, within 2 or 3 weeks of being out in the sun, these bungs would start popping, the planks would start raising and cupping again, and we'd be right back to square one. So I'll keep popping some bungs and come back in a minute, having backed out some screws. Well, I've been releasing fasteners, and I really thought, and I'm sure this has happened to many of you, that they were all released from this plank. But something's holding up here. So in that situation, what we want to do is use our paint scraper to pull all of the residue of stain and varnish and other things off of it. And what do we discover? Well, there's one more bung and one more fastener right here. Now, you might wonder why I'm not using the rotor broach that we've used in other applications. It would be, I could have these bungs out in oh, I don't know, probably a quarter of the time. But the problem is, these are not to be used as patterns. We're actually going to make a yeoman's effort at trying to save them. So let's see, back this one out. Still there. That's because there is yet another one. Right here, right under the trim. Let's see what we've got here. Yep, there she is. Right there. There may even be one more there. We'll try this. Let's get this one out. All right. Well, we must have another one. Yep. One more. So, this is not a place where force is your friend. Force is not your friend. Because just ripping and tearing on this board saying, oh, I must have had everything out. Let's see if we can grab that. There we go. So now, back just a little bit, pan out. This one's free. You can see we had one screw here that was just spinning, wasn't holding anything. Wow, that board's in great shape. That is very interesting. That's the hull number. The next plank is just about ready to be released, I believe. We have just a few more here. We go. Yep. Now we can see that where the foredeck framing is, there are 4 fasteners running the width of the plank there and here. We can also see we had a couple of additional screws that were not biting into the frame. And that's why get all these out so we don't set the board down on the other planks on the other side only to put big gouges in them. That would not advance our cause very significantly at all. So this is, just blow this off. Now we've got all of these fastener holes, and since our goal is to put the same planks back on the deck, that would mean fasteners would run into the same holes. I've had people call me and say, is it okay just to go one size up? Well, the problem is one size up also has a bigger head, so you'd have to drill a bigger countersink, and quite frankly, it'd look like hell. And it's not a solution. We will toothpick every one of these holes in all of the framing so that when we set that board back in place, we will drive the fasteners through newly drilled pilot holes and into solid, fresh wood. Well, I'll keep drawing bungs out and releasing screws and releasing planking. And until the next report on the 59 17-foot Chris Craft Sportsman, bye-bye for now. Thank you so much from Snake Mountain Boat Works.